Hey guys, this is Asad Siddiqui again. I'm the owner and developer at customizationgeeks.com. The purpose of this video is to show you how easy it is to edit pages and come up with layouts using the new B theme that I really like. And I have done a complete tutorial on this theme as well, and it's available on my channel to look at. And I've used this new sample content that came with the theme called the profile. So it is a complete site, and I talk about menu and options panel and how you can customize your pages and what options are available. And I have also given you a quick review of the page builder. So in this video, I'll go in more detail and talk about various widgets or controls that are available to you and what you can do with the UI without much knowledge of CSS and HTML. So let's jump right into it and I'll show you how it's done. So basically, if I go to the back end and look at pages, I have a home page and I have a sample page. So if I go to the home page, this is my home page. I've turned off the feature where it displays the admin bar because I didn't want it to take space at the top and it would hide a lot of my menu. Also, this particular installation was set up for a one-page site. So this page is set up for one page, and I'll also talk about how it's done and what you can do to configure the one-page setup if you want a one-page modern site. So here basically I cleaned up all the different widgets that were there that came with the demo content, and I will be adding my own, and I'll show you how to create a layout. So first off, before you start, it is very essential to know that whenever you're working with responsive themes, you need to think in terms of sections. So whenever you are planning your website, you need to think of a table that has rows and columns. So every row can be thought of as a section, and inside of the row you can have any number of columns where you display your widgets. So that theme is pretty much followed along in the Muffin Builder from Muffin Group, which by the way is super fast if you compare it with Visual Composer. And there are a lot of other themes that come with similar options, but they are like, this is the best one that I've seen so far. So what you need to do and how this works is, first you click on an add section button. I will also search for some sample text to work with. So I will just search for this and I will grab this text so I have something to work with. So I can copy that and paste that inside of my text editor. So first off, what you need to do inside of the page option is to click on this add section button, and as you can see, when I click on the add section, it created this section. Okay, so now you have a container to work with, and what you need to do is to click on the add wrap button here, and once you click on add wrap, it's gonna add another container within your section. So a section can have a number of containers, and each container can be thought of as a wrap. So the section basically wraps all these different containers. So right now I'm just gonna show you one. You can have like multiple sections, or you can have multiple containers within the main parent wrap. So once you have a parent container, which is a section, then you can have another container inside of it, and inside of it you can have items. So to add an item, you can click on the add item button, and you can see that there are so many options to choose from. So you can like maybe add a video or some content or whatever pretty much you would like to add. So in my scenario, what I would like to do is I will use half a column for a video, and then I can use half of the column for my introduction. So let's say I will have a 2-column layout, and half of that will be the video and the other half will be the text. So I click on add item first, and to add a video I can click on the video, element here, and once I click on the video element, it adds a 1/4 element inside of this container. I planned it to be half, so I'll click on this button here, so it becomes, and it takes up half of my column. The other half, I can put some text element on there. I can add a column, maybe a visual editor. So if I do a visual editor, then basically it gives me to edit that. I click on the little pencil and I can do any content here using the visual element, or I can also use the column shortcode in the same way. So I can click on the add item, and then I can select a column, and then I can do that. I personally like columns better, but there are a lot of people who like the WordPress visual builder. I like the Muffin Builder element. So what you need to do to click to change the content here is you need to click on this little pencil, and then there is a video that if you go to YouTube, every video will have this URL, and you can get the ID from here. And then you can, if you want to use any kind of control elements for the players, you could use that. So I will just change that to 0 because I don't want it to autoplay. And if you have HTML or MP4 videos, then you can if you want to display HTML5 videos, then you can upload MP4 and what picture you want on the player, and it'll start doing a HTML5 video. And then you can save the change here, and that's pretty much it for my video. And I will go back to the sample text here, grab some of it, and I will just put that inside of my column. To edit the column, you can click on the little pencil there, and then you can say that. And to visually identify what it was, you can just say, give it any name. So another nice feature is there are a bunch of options inside of this column or any other widget that you use, and that you can use to text align or do some different kind of things. I would also like to put a heading on here, so I will say something like that, and that's my website name. So you can select this, and like Microsoft Word, you can do that, and it'll style the text, and then we'll see how it looks. So maybe I will just save the changes here, and then what I expect to see is 2-column layout on my home page after I update the page, and then I should see 2 columns under the slider, which are the beginning elements of my page. So I'll open this in a new tab, and then I expect to see the slider, and there you go. So I have a video on the left hand side, and it looks really good, and I have this introduction on the right hand side. What I notice here is there's no white space, and I'd love to have some. So what can we do here? Here is where our containers come in handy. What I can do is I can add spacing here by clicking on this little pencil, or I can add spacing here by clicking on the little pencil. So if I want spacing, like let's say if I had 2 containers like this, and I wanted space between them, then I can pad spacing within the container. And if I just have 1 row within each section, then I can go in and add spacing here. So here you see that the top section has a padding top and a padding bottom, and you can put a value in terms of pixels. So I will just say like 100 pixel. And once I do that and save the changes and update the page, then I can I expect to see that will be some spacing that will be added, and you see that there's a little white space that got added between my section and the slider, and I have total control over it. Let's say that I want to like make this layout interesting, and then maybe add some more widgets to it. So all I need to do here is maybe within the same section I can add a different section. So let's say add a different section. So I can add a wrap, so it has 1 more container, and I want again a 2-column layout. So I can click on add item here, and now instead of showing the content of the right side, I choose to show the content on the left side. And just so you can see how easy it is with the visual editor, I can click on the visual editor this time and make it maybe 1/3 or half, and then I can use the other half for my map or like Google Map or something like that. So if I go there and select the map shortcode, which is right here, then you should be able to have the map on the right side and the visual editor on the left. So I can grab this text here and put it inside of a visual editor, and you could also edit this in HTML view. So you see how it got this page break tag and the paragraph tag. So this I will just use the h2 element like we did before with my column element, and then I will show you how else you can style in this scenario as well. Like, of course, you can specify a custom class here, but you can also define a style element here and use whatever style you want. So there you go. And then I can edit the map, and you can specify a Google map longitude and latitude here. For that, you will just need to go into Google Map and get a latitude and longitude. For the sake of simplicity, I will just add the ones that are in the theme sample, and you can change the zoom on your map element as well. Obviously you have control over what height do you want to display. The width will be controlled by the column width. So basically I would like it to be the same width as my video editor, so I can Firefox has a built-in Firebug element, which I really like, by the way. So you can go inside of that and see what the dimensions of this video player is. So the content wrap, okay, section MB inner, clear fix, and this is it. So my video is 275.4 in height, so I'll just make it 275 to make it interesting, and I'll specify the height as 275 and update this short code. So I have now two sections, one main section, and then I have 4 elements inside of my section, and maybe I want to add a little spacing between the two. So I will go in and I will specify a padding of 50 pixel, and then I can say save changes and then update the page. And now I expect to see 2 more things on my page once I refresh it. So I will refresh this page, close this Firebug window, and now you see that I have an interesting layout, and the first column has the video on the left that you can click to play, and then you have another section that has this. Now let's say I wanted to add some interesting things that I can do, and maybe some skills that I have. So what I can do is maybe add another section to my page. So I can add another section, and inside of this page I can again have some more controls. So I'll add a wrap, and then I can add items. So maybe you are a small business and you want to feature your key services here. So what you can do is you can maybe select an icon box. So in the icon box you can have, like, maybe you have 4 services. So I will add again, and I will say an icon box, and it's good to display things that take the same amount of space inside of your page, so they look visually appealing. So you can click on that, and then for each of them I will just go ahead and use this much text. So icon box, I can click on that and I can select an icon, maybe or the first one. I can select this light here. You can also select an image and the position of the image if you want, and you can change the stylings of these icons with the from your options panel, and you can refer to my other video if you want to understand how that all works and how you could style various shortcodes. So for the second one, I will maybe use some other icon like that, and then I can use the same content here, nothing special, and I will save the changes. And one more thing I would like to do is to add headings to every service. So maybe in here I will say service 1, and I will make it a heading 2 and update this. And the same thing, basically I'll just grab that whole text from this window, and then I can go in here and basically change the icon and paste this whole text. So I can save the change, and then I can do that and maybe select some other interesting icon, maybe this heart, and click on save element, and then I can click on the fourth icon, and maybe this is my shopping cart, so I can do that, use that, and save the changes. So now you see how I was able to just do like 4 columns just with drag and drop, and it's really fun to work with. And this, and for my second section I can add padding to the top, so I can say again maybe 80 pixels this time, save the changes, and then I can add another wrap to it, and I can maybe add my 3 different skills that I have. So for that I can maybe I can use 2 columns here, and the first column will have like a progress bar, and the second column can have a chart or something like that. So I will add an item, and I can do a progress bar, and I can make it half width, and the other half width I will utilize to create 2 of my different expertise. So I can do 1x4 here, and then I can add another item and chart, and it is 1x4. So first I'll configure the progress bar. So I click on the little pencil here, and you see how they have done a bar title and a value. So I can say my progress on B theme demo, and I can say the same thing here. And then I have a bar 2, so I have bar 2 value 60. I will just copy this 3 4 5. I will just say and specify different values here. So maybe this I haven't made a lot of progress, this I have made a lot of progress, and this is totally not progress. And there I can save the change. So the first half is going to have progress bars with 5 items that are listed. To modify this chart, I can specify a percentage here, and then I can specify a chart label here. So let's say my JavaScript scale is like 80. Oh, I'm sorry, 80, and the label should be JavaScript scale. And then you can also specify if you want to use an icon, and you can style it with CSS if you want, but I'll just leave it as default with simplicity. I can also say 70 and I can say CSS, and then maybe I can select an icon just to see how this is going to look. And then if I say save changes and I update this page and refresh it, then you see that I have these 4 columns where my different services are being displayed, and you see the animation when I hover over these. And I don't think that I should have added padding, because I see that the space is more than what I would have liked, because I specified padding on this section here for the bottom as well. And then I have this this text with, like, I should have used a heading where it says JavaScript skill, or I should have used an icon which looks much better. But you get the idea on how it is, and these percentages display like different progress bars and how they work. Basically we can move these, like I will just move these to simplify this video. I will just move these sections on the first section, so we don't have to figure out padding here, because I don't want to figure out padding here, and I will remove that. So now we basically have only one section that we're working with, and it will look more cleaner. And then we'll talk about how you can go about adding parallax to your page and configure the links and what kind of things you can do. So again, now if I refresh the page, I should see less spacing, but pretty much the layout will be the same. Now you see that my layout looks much better, and maybe this second row here needs a little more spacing, so I can go in the second section where I have spacing and define a little padding here. So you can do that, or you can do the padding below on the first row. So you could do that to add background colors to this section, the whole section. Or if you wanted to do a parallax section, let's say I want to just do a parallax section, so I can add a section, and then in this section I can add a wrap, and maybe I can add an item. I can just use a column, and I will just use one column, and this will be the main, like about me or something, contact me. So I can add that, and this time I'll grab some more tags because I am adding some more content. So basically I will grab this, and then I can style it like that, and then I can say text align center, and I don't need animation, zoom in up. And the same thing, animation you can specify in the other elements that you have worked on with these ones as well. Like if I go in chart, and I don't think it's in, yeah, it's not in chart, but definitely like text and hover boxes and those kind of things will have these things. Like hover boxes are when you have to let's do that. Let's say you add another no, I don't want to add an item, but I want to add a wrap to the parent container. And then this wrap, basically what I'm going to do is to add like my blog entries. So to do blog entries, you could do blog, and with the sample content there were like 3 entries for the blog post. So I can do like 3 entries, and I'll just say category all, style classic is fine, columns 3 is okay, and you can do the grayscale images as well. Like you can do yes, and they will be black and white, but I'll just say no here, and it'll display a nice overlay and stuff like that once you do that. So you can do blog or custom post types like clients or offers or portfolio. You can display those elements as well to make things interesting. And in this column, basically I have a lot more text, and what I was wanting to show you was parallax images. So you could click on this little pencil here, and then you can go to background image, browse for something that is wide enough to cover your whole column, and you can select that. The my sample import came with this, so I will just use that. And in this background image position, you can click on parallax. So once you do click on parallax and say save changes, then this text will be displayed over an image that doesn't scroll with the text. The effect is called parallax, and it is very popular. Once you do the update and the update completes here, I'm gonna go back to my page and I'll refresh it. Okay, once I refresh the page, basically the first thing I see is there is my hello world, which is my blog post basically. So right now it's just displaying as 2 rows, because I was thinking that this sample comes with demo post, but probably doesn't, so it's my default post. And there you have some more cool text, which is a parallax, and I think I should add more text and more spacing over that to basically show you how this effect works. So here I will just grab this whole content and maybe go to my page where that parallax is defined and add more text to it. And then save changes, and where I say the wrap, inside of the wrap I can also include padding. So I can say 40px, save changes, and then you see these things are like 4 columns, and I don't recall if it's top, left, right, bottom, but they have an order that you have to specify. So you can look that up easily and figure out what that order is for padding, and then you can completely do your layouts totally. So now if I refresh the page one more time, I expect to see this more cool text animated. It's moved down a little bit, and you see that the image has a beautiful parallax on it. So the text will scroll with the page, but the image seems to be fixed, and you can be creative and add multiple things like that to your page, or nice parallax images. The footer here is controlled by appearance and widgets. So I think I was able to like show you various things that you could do. One thing as well, I don't think the blog is working really well right now, but you can just go ahead and change it to something else. I don't want horizontal, but I want masonry blog style. Maybe that might look better, so I can do that, or I can do the masonry tiles, which look more modern. So you can click on that, update it, and then you can look at the demo page again to see how this looks. And inside of the parallax section as well, you can have multiple columns, or you can have multiple visual elements that make things interesting. So I did that, and now you see that there are 2 columns being displayed. I could configure 3 as well, but right now I have limited posts, and they don't seem to have any featured images. So if you had that, that would make things more interesting for recent news or recent updates or blog entries or that kind of thing. So I think this was a good start for you to create interesting layouts with B-Theme and the Muffin Builder. If you have any question or comments, feel free to comment on my video, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. The other thing that was here on this page is the menu that I wanted you to show. And because this is a single page website, what you could do is to go in page options, turn on this one page, and then you can specify the section CSS class and custom class, you can say, or custom ID. You can say for one page sites, here it says what the section name is. For example, you can say offer to this section ID, and then you can configure your menu to be pound offer, and that'll scroll right to your page once you click on it. So that also I just recently found out with the theme documentation. So this theme has a pretty nice documentation as well, if you'd like to consult that. And if you have any questions, or you need a professional customization service, you don't have time to work on this, feel free to stop by my website. It's customizationgeeks.com. And if you are interested to purchase domain and hosting and you are in the market, you can get a nice discount where you use my affiliate, and they are a pretty decent WordPress hosting provider as well. So with that, this is pretty much it about the video, and until next time, take care.